So this is a video compilation of week 2 with Franklin. Here you can see we're actually working on handling with him. It's been a while since he's actually snapped at me, so I do have one bite glove on in case he tries to snap, but I have one bare hand because it also makes it easier for me to actually pet him. You can see he is actually asking for attention. Another thing, if you can look in, if you can get close to his face, you can see his face does get tense when I touch him, so he's asking for attention, but he still feels conflicted about it. A lot of dogs who are nervous will be like that. You can see he has a nice open mouth pant when he starts it, and then his mouth will close. Pretty normal. We'll have more clips of him asking for attention later because we've done that every single day this last week. We have also been continuing to work extensively on muzzle conditioning. Muzzle conditioning, that was something that was started in his last home, but they weren't able to be successful with it. They said that it was one of the only times when Franklin would actually bite the owners was if he tried to put a muzzle on him. So now we're going for what's called an extinction burst. So that means I've rewarded him a bunch for putting his face in the muzzle. I want him to try a little bit harder, either try multiple times to put his face in, to try for a little bit longer. Here we have it sped up, and you can see I'm also rewarding him multiple times in a row if he does stick his face in, just trying to build up the longevity of that behavior, because ultimately that is what we will need. Back to another session of petting. Again, you can see he gets right up, he gets really jumpy, he gets excited, but as soon as I touch him, he lip licks, he gets still, his mouth closes. He's not at risk of biting me immediately at this point, but if I continued petting him, I could absolutely get him over threshold. But you can also see his body language is a lot looser, bouncier. I've been trying to encourage that with him. So I toss treats away, encouraging him, hey, if you feel uncomfortable, go away. Love the play bows. But again, we get that lip lick. So it's just something for me to be really cognizant of, both when I'm working with him, but also if I end up taking him out in the future to public places and he's muzzled and I have other people working with him. So trying to keep this light, trying to do a lot of consent testing. So I pet him for 1 to 3 seconds and then I stop and I essentially have my hand there and I'm saying, do you want to get pet again? Most of the time, Franklin is reconsenting multiple times. I am also using a lot of praise with him. You can see I do the excited hands for him also, because he likes that. There I stopped, restart, stop, restart. When I stopped that last time, he shook off and he won away a little bit. That's saying that he's had about enough. He's not comfortable with any more. So we're doing a lot of that, because every time he starts to feel uncomfortable, I want to stop and have him go, no, wait, I did actually like that. We're working on different areas around his face and his body as well, so underneath his chin, over his head, on his back. Here's another new setup for this week. This is a double barrier, so he's inside a new area and my dogs are outside. My dogs are just demonstrating the calm behavior that I'm looking for. Gets him used to practicing calming down in a new environment, which is something I want to practice with all of my dogs. So there's Franklin. Double barrier keeps my dogs from going up to his face or him from getting annoyed with anyone. We have 2 dogs playing over there, and the rest of my dogs are just laying down and relaxing. No one's allowed to harass him in that area. We also, very generously, a couple of friends offered to help us handle Franklin. So this is a brand new person. They've never handled him before. They're taking him out of a crate in a new place. Remember, before, there was a 100% chance that Franklin would bite a new person, especially if they reached for him. So that's a really nice behavior that we're seeing. So I do have them have bite gloves on because I don't need them to get bitten. You can see there's still some of that freezing, that discomfort. And then he actually leans in and asks for a little bit of attention. So that's fantastic from him. I'm still using a little bit of food. I am using some praise. I have her using praise as well. Overall, you can see he is definitely making an effort. He also stops. She's completely the one who's handling the leash and not me. And that is deliberate because ultimately, I'm not going to want him to result to resource guarding me. So I want him to be comfortable with other people handling him. Yes, I am giving him some food, but most of the signals are coming from her. Again, she pauses and he reconsents to that. He actually did this with 3 different people that day. So we are super, super happy with that progress. Again, petting currently makes him uncomfortable, but you can see he's really starting to figure it out and really wanting to want more attention. I'll update you next week.